the SHEINKIN's Time Twisters, Abigail Adams of the Pirate of the Caribbean. And here we are in the middle of a review. Let's just get this started with this. Oh, whoops, wrong book. This was published in 2018, which means it's a 5-year-old book. Nice. Abigail Adams of Pirate of the Caribbean. Now, we're going to have to talk about 2 of the pieces, because this is a review, not a report. Now, firstly, Abigail Adams is, as we know, the First Lady of the second presidency of the United States of America. And we all know that technically we should call her the Second Lady, but we just rather like to call her literally just the First Lady, because all wives of presidents are called the First Lady. So that happens, and they're all like, well, what are you going to do, Mr. President? And she's all like, remember the ladies, husband? And he's all like, ha ha, whatever. And of course, she's kind of mad about that. Really mad about that, because she finally has some influence and she's not getting it. And finally, she's all like, screw this, I want to be a pirate. Wait, what's this basket? Ooh, let's jump in. Woo! And she jumps in, and ooh la la, she's in the Caribbean. Well, the place near the Caribbean. It's basically, she's going to be a pirate of the Caribbean, and she's all like, nice! Pirate time, here we go. That happens, they go ahead and become pirate times. And they're all like, nice! I'm gonna go ahead and be a pirate. And then she comes in, Abby and Doc come in, and of course, they're all kind of screwed up. Of course, Abigail Adams did do all those women's rights things, and I feel like this book does a good time in actually showing it, especially in the fact that she did do women's rights. Of course, the last thing I'm going to have to talk about is how it seems to that they're friends. They're just friends to each other. Not like they never say my love like to each other in their letters. In fact, they both just write my dearest friend to each other instead of my dearest love. Because I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of a relationship problems with them. And yeah, how right I am. How right I am. That happens, and everything seems to be wonky. That's what I'm going to say. Very, very wonky. And then we also have to start talking about the Pirates of the Caribbean. Sure, this also does a really good job at actually explaining things. In fact, this whole series does an extremely good job at explaining 2 events of histories, except this one, which only talked about Lincoln's time. This one, it only explains the fact that there's Abigail Adams and the Pirates of the Caribbean. That's all it kind of says, and there's not much else about it. And so Abigail Adams actually decides there's more to life than just doing chores in the White House. Then of course she'd jump at the chance of it. I mean, if you had the choice of going through your chores or to go ahead out there and become the richest man or woman in the world, which would you choose? Richest man in the world or woman in the world? I would, because then I could do anything I want. And probably make others do my chores. And yeah, pay them handsomely too. But then they quit. Well, just pay them handsomely enough that they'll think that this is a pretty good job and pretty darn tootin' at it too. And so that happens, and literally everyone is happy, except for John Adams, of course. Now, John Adams himself is not that of a great president. In fact, he fought Thomas Jefferson for the election. He won first, but then later Thomas did. Thomas was his vice president, by the way, at the time. That happened, and then Thomas Jefferson was all like, fine, I'm second place, I'll be vice president. And then they do another round of battling. I'm gonna be VP. Alright, I'm gonna make you VP this time, and John was like, if I do, then I'm gonna quit, and you're gonna have to find another VP. That happens, and boom, he lost. And Thomas Jefferson had to find another VP. He retired after that, after a while of living another life with his wife, and I guess they were closer there instead of in the White House. Of course, in the White House, Abigail Adams could have had more influence, but it was useless. Also, she had great ideas, and she did say, remember the ladies. That is one of her biggest influence on this. If I'm gonna have to rate this on a 5-star scale, I'm gonna have to give it a 4.9, because, well, first of all, it is not accurate at all, so that takes away a 0.001 mark. And however, the only reason why I took away the rest of the 0.99999 mark, well, I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, is because, well, this book doesn't really explain the whole fact that Abigail Adams did. Sure, the only thing it says is that she advocated for women's rights and did chores. And was the wife of President of the United States of America. However, other than that, nothing. But that's kind of very harsh criticism. So I'm just gonna give it a 4.9. That's it. So Time Twisters, Abigail Adams of the Pirate of the Caribbean. I'm going to say this is one of the best books I've ever read because it explains 2 events of history as if it was one, with a little modern history inside too. And that's pretty much all I have. Now, what would you give it? Sure, most people would say pirates. Ooh. And wait, a woman, a pirate? Boo! Well, lots of people used to say that. Even when I was a kid, I used to think that too. But then I realized, wait, I was thinking wrong. I don't really care anymore. That happens, and well, now that we're here in this almost gender equal world, at least it's better than what it was in the past. I think we're doing good. And Abigail Adams, be you. Keep being you. And please don't be a pirate. It's dangerous. And you're going to be a criminal. And you don't want to be a criminal, right? Right. See you guys soon. On out. Peace.